Not too long ago, I produced a video and it had to do with the considerations that one has to go through when you're going to decide if you're going to be using a smartphone or a DSLR for your video production if you're a late adapter or a beginner and you're about to dive in. And in this video, I'm going to continue a discussion because after I saw that last video, I knew I've left a few details out that are worth mentioning, and you want to hang around till the very end because the last thing I'm going to talk about is a topic that comes up quite often in the YouTube world, and I don't want you all to get confused and caught up in that quicksand of information. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ruben Villarreal. I am board mayor across all my social medias, and this is the channel and these are the videos that are committed to the late adapter, helping you bring practical solutions to the sometimes complicated world of social media. Now let's talk a little bit more about what you're going to use for your video creation if you're a beginner late adapter, a DSLR, or a smartphone. To quickly review, I'm going to have to mention 3 quick points, and I'm not going to go over very much because I went over them the last time, which is affordability, reliability, and ease of use. Now within those, I'm going to have to mention a little bit about reliability. Now while a smartphone, which I recommend in the last video for you to use as a late adapter or a starter in the world of video creation, is really quite reliable, except, now listen very carefully, except in the cases where you have to be in low light conditions, which means nighttime, or during you're inside indoors. So these are really reliable except if you're in low light conditions. Now if you're going to be creating a video like this, you need lights, but for the most part a smartphone can be super useful. But remember, if you're in low light conditions, you might have to bring in some lighting, or make sure that if you're outdoors that you're well lit. Now if you wonder why that happens, well, look how small this is. It has everything to do with the sensor and its ability to capture light. So while this is really cool, really great, really versatile, it does have its drawbacks. Now the second thing I'm going to mention that I didn't talk about enough, and these are features that really you should look for when you're deciding on a camera system. I didn't talk enough about having an external mic jack connection to your system to capture images. Now a DSLR, this one does, and so does your smartphone. But you're going to have to do your research when you're choosing which camera you're going to be using. In the world of smartphones, it's actually quite easy to find the adapters that are necessary, whether it be an iPhone or an Android, to connect an external mic like this one right here. But when it comes to a camera or a DSLR, I'm going to tell you that it's a little more complicated. You have to do your research and make sure that when you read the features of the camera that it has an external mic jack. Now what does it look like? Basically it's a connection here in the side. Now I think I'll put a little, probably a box here to show you what it looks like. But it's a little connection that's here in the side, and it allows you to use a microphone like this one, which is a shotgun mic or a lapel mic or a wireless mic. So why do you want this? Because it's about having good, crisp sound, and in the world of social media, when you're creating video, you want to have that crystal clear sound to give your video that extra edge in a very competitive social media environment. So it is that simple, having something where you can connect a microphone to give you better sound. And like again, in a smartphone, really nowadays it's actually quite easy. You have the right adapters, you connect it here, and you can connect a microphone like this shotgun mic or lapel mics. You have a variety. So please, you know, I think right here I'll put a box. Look for this feature of having an external mic into your system, and believe you me, it's going to save you a lot of time and trouble moving on down the road. Now, right now I'm shooting on 2 cameras. This is my camera A and this is my camera B, and both these systems are Canons, have that external mic. So again, you know, if you're going to be shooting on any kind of system, the external mic, like on this one, I'm pretty sure it sounds pretty good, but you're going to be needing it and down the road. So don't think that it's something that, oh, I'll just get by with the onboard mic. Don't put yourself in that framework. Once you start developing your skills, you're going to want to sound good. So the last thing I'm going to talk about is really super important. I want you to listen very carefully to this one. I watch a lot of YouTube videos for all sorts of stuff. I think a lot of us do. And in the world of YouTube, I hear a lot of commentary when it comes to this video creation, and I see a lot of YouTubers and video content creators that say, well, you can choose this camera, it's really good, but it doesn't shoot 4K. Now, I want to tell you, don't get caught in that 4K quicksand trap. If you're a late adapter or you're beginning in this world of video creation, you don't need 4K. Now, what is 4K? It's resolution, how crisp it's going to look. Now, some of the drawbacks on 4K, if you're shooting it, first of all, it takes a ton of memory, and it's really not easy to edit because like I edit off an old 2016 Mac, so it can't handle 4K, but it's going to use your storage. It's going to cause you some heartaches when you're trying to get started in the world of video creation. So don't get caught up thinking you need 4K resolution. Now, let me give you some more examples. If you look at what's going on social media, I see a lot of major companies that are actually shooting on what appears to be 1080p. Now, 1080p is pretty much the standard. A lot of these social media platforms, when you put a video, it actually drops it down to about 1080p anyway. So what do you want in your system? You want 1080p. Now, if you don't know what that means, do some research or send me a DM. I'll be happy to discuss that with you. But that's all you need out of a camera system, and that's all you need out of your smartphone. You can get some really great video from 1080p, not 4K. And it's easy to get caught up because you think, well, I want a camera, I'm going to buy it, it's going to be expensive and it's going to have 4K. Save yourself the money if you're going to buy a camera system, and later on down the line, maybe in 4 or 5 years, 4K will catch up. But right now, like I said, when I bought this Canon SL2, which was about 3 or 4 years ago, I thought that 4K would catch up. It hasn't caught up yet. So as you're starting out in the world of video creation, the 4K issue is something that you're going to have to consider very carefully, but don't get caught up thinking that you must have it. I want to give you a quick example that might kind of hit home. If you look at what's going on social media, you see a lot of big companies that are creating videos where they advertise their products, and I assure you they're not shooting in 4K. They want that kind of wholesome, kind of genuine look that connects to people, so they're shooting in 1080p, which means it's still a real good resolution, but they don't want their production to look like it's overmade, overblown, too sophisticated. They're trying to connect with you and I, so they're using the basic format of 1080p, which will get the job done. If you have any questions, you have any comments, please drop them down there, send me a DM. I'll be happy to discuss any ideas that you may have. Late adapters and everybody in between, I remind you, this is social media and it can get complicated, but you all gotta keep on grinding. We'll see you next time.